intro to be?
That's a good. I think it just kind of evolves.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your boys, the PodCrafters. No, should we retake?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of PodCrafters, the show where we talk about real-world events while playing Minecraft.
Dude, that was such a good intro.
I know. I feel so proud of myself.
I loved it.
Oh, thank you.
We're gonna use that.
Okay, let's do it.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. So basically, to overview this show, what we're kind of thinking about is we're just gonna be playing Minecraft, and at the same time, we're gonna be talking about some relevant social issues, and maybe some not so relevant social issues,
And
like
just events in general.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be fun, and you're gonna listen to us talk, because you have no choice.
I mean,
what else are you gonna do?
if you don't want, there's an X button up at the corner of your screen.
No, those were made
Moved
illegal.
in 1.16.
Yes,
Got it.
exactly. Yeah,
Got
those
it.
don't exist. Oh, was that a creeper? No, I'm fine.
Oh man,
I'm seeing things. Creeper.
crazy.
Should we make a no meme rule?
No.
or should we make an all meme rule?
Memes.
Only memes.
Welcome to my only memes.
All right.
I feel ashamed.
Don't. That was beautiful.
Alright.
You know what I think would be fun?
What?
What if we race each other to the Nether?
I guess is PvP enabled.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah?
no,
No.
no.
You don't want to test that?
I do not want to test that. There's a Skelebro here. I'm not a fan.
Epic Skelebro.
Epic Skelebro. Dude, you got an achievement. Ow. Wait, I want to get the achievement now. Ow. You hit me.
PvP is enabled.
That's true. By the way, to all of our viewers, I apologize for my frames. They're really not.
Shit.
Oh, I just got your levels.
No!
Sorry.
Ryan!
I got your one experience.
I was level 3, thank you very much. I don't know how.
Well, doesn't it take like half of your levels away?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Alright,
So
whatever.
you should be level 1 and then some.
Yeah, I'm level 1 and just like, but definitely not a half, so I think
whatever.
it's whatever.
Any hoodly doodly. What are we
Indeed.
talking about today, Ryan?
Well, today, I believe that we decided that it might be kind of a fun idea to just sort of give a little recap of 2020.
That's
Because
fun.
what a year it has been.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's basically my favorite year.
Honestly. No, you're better.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. In the meantime, I think I'm just gonna start digging down to get some
Stone.
dawn.
Alright, so let's start with, what happened in January of this year, Ryan?
Gosh, it feels so long ago. What did happen in January?
Not much. January was the calmest month of the year. The COVID-19 scare started, but it wasn't really like, you know, like a real scare until early mid-February, right?
Wasn't too big of a problem, yeah.
No, but as we all know, that changes.
Oh,
Zombie,
as all things do.
and rarely this dramatically, Ryan.
That's also
Fair.
accurate, yeah.
Okay. So January, pretty calm month, you know? I mean, January is, wow, that's a, stay away from me, baby zombie.
Not the baby zombie.
Yes.
Those are killers.
But February is when things kind of picked up with the whole COVID scare and everything, and
Oh yeah.
what did it?
Wait, are we gonna get demonetized since we said that word?
Dude, we're not gonna get monetized. What are you talking
Oh, that's
about?
true. That's messed up. Never mind. Hi. Thank you to the one person that has watched this.
Hi, Emily.
Yeah. Hi, Griffin's girlfriend. Nice to good to see ya.
Yeah.
Hey, tell your friends if you like it. We're not funny, but we're gonna try to be.
Oh yeah, big time.
Oh yeah, yeah. Anyway, so I feel like there was something in January though. Wasn't there something about? There was something.
Further episodes will be better researched.
Yes. Well, maybe. Solid
What?
maybe.
How did it? No! What? I was in a tree!
My friend,
I was in a tree.
you got wrecked by the tree zombie.
Dude, and the baby zombie got up. Okay, anywho. I don't know, January was...
Was there something to do with some overseas like political issues or something? Or maybe
possibly?
I don't honestly remember. But yeah, since we're not remembering it, can't have been that bad, right? Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
It's just
Probably. So February.
February. February, the COVID scare got real.
It did. I remember the first day that it sort of hit me that it might like actually be something really serious, because up until that point, you know, it's kind of like it's like far away from us. Like it's probably not going to be a big deal. You know, like we'll be like it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like nobody cares. Like I'd make jokes about it with my roommates, and whatnot.
Baby zombies, leave me alone.
Are you having issues?
Yes.
My dear?
Dude, this is the third baby zombie I fought.
Dude. I haven't had to fight any, so.
That's good for you.
I think
I have no food and I'm at 1 heart.
I have 2 steak for you.
That's...
If you wanna come find me. Yes.
I don't know where you are.
I'm sort of by the original spawn area.
That's okay, I have fish.
I'm right by where you died. Ow. Freaking skeleton.
I'll just eat fish.
Having low frames really makes fighting skeletons obnoxious.
I feel like having low frames makes just everything obnoxious, Ryan.
Yes, I do agree with that also. Ow, spider.
Fucking...
Ow! I killed the one skeleton and the second one got me.
This sucked, dude. Maybe starting this at night was not the best idea we've ever had. Anyway.
I mean, we spent all of our time at the beginning, like, getting things ready and whatnot, and testing, and it just sort of, it didn't really work out for us. Ow.
We're digging straight down, breaking the first rule of Minecraft.
Skeleton!
Aw, man.
Oh man! I feel like, early game, like, yeah, creepers are scary, but, like, I feel like skeletons are almost more scary.
Exactly. Okay, so...
Okay. Screw it, I'm going back. I'm going way back in the mine.
March. Did the quarantine start in March?
The quarantine did start in March. The day that my school closed was March, I want to say like 12th or something. It was a Thursday. I had actually just finished, I just finished closing a show that I had been in. The show is called Rumors, written by, oh god.
Somebody.
My theater professor's going to be so upset at me.
Yes.
I believe his name was like Frank Simon or something. I don't know. He's a very famous American playwright, and everybody loves him. It was really funny. Anyway, we just finished that show. We were going into Tech Week for another show actually, and it was a Thursday afternoon, and we got a text that said all classes will now be moved online. I'm in college, by the way, for anybody that's listening that doesn't know. We both are. Yes. Sorry, I always think of you as like the little like 14-year-old that like I played with when I was 15.
I am 18, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm 20. I just turned 20. That's weird. I'm 2 decades. That's weird. That's weird.
2020 is the year of the Ryan.
Yeah, man. I was born in 2000.
It was a fun year.
I have a friend at school who was actually born on January 1st of 2000. So she was literally born with the new millennia.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that dope?
That's dope.
But anyway, so we got the text that said all of our classes were being moved online, and I was with my roommates. I have 3 roommates. We live in sort of an apartment-style dorm, and we were all like, "Oh man, that's really a bummer. Like that really sucks. But like at least we'll sort of get to hang out in the dorms and like just chill and and just goof off." Which turned out was not going to be the case, as we found out like 2 minutes later when Residence Life sent out the email that was like, "Oh, by the way, we're kicking all of you out."
Yeah.
And that wasn't cool. All of our girlfriends at the time came over, and they were crying, and we all felt like crying too, and it was rough. It's kind of interesting actually that that like the just the living situation would be so much more emotional than the actual classes. Which
Ooh, I dug into a monster spawner, Ryan.
ooh, that's
I
exciting.
am not equipped.
You should get equipped. Hey, do you have food, by the way?
I've 2 cooked salmon.
Okay.
That's about. I now have 1 cooked salmon.
I have 2 cooked.
It's a spider spawner, not even a poisonous spider, just regular spider spawner.
Oh man, I forget that since Optifine for 1.16 has not come out yet, I don't have the dynamic lighting, so I can't just hold a torch in my hand and just like be able to see all the
That's
time.
the thing I miss most.
Yeah, actually, kind of low key. Same, like that's.
There's coal right beneath.
But also just the optimization for performance is actually also quite appreciated.
Yeah.
Hello. Just dug myself into a little water cave. This is some coal. Do I care about coal? I guess. We're early game. Ow. What? What?
What'd you do?
I just took damage.
How?
And I don't know how I took damage.
Ryan.
We're good? Okay, alright. Maybe my head just sort of glitched into a block for a second.
Come on, Ryan. Here, come on. Oh god, there are 3 creepers here. I am not equipped.
Oh man, oh man, oh man.
There are 5 creepers here. I'm not equipped.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Oh man.
Anybody that like is watching us that doesn't know like Minecraft means is gonna be like, what are they talking? What do they keep saying? Oh man.
Because the first thing you think when you see creepers, oh man.
Oh man. Let's see, where was I? I digress. Oh, my stone pick just broke. That's wonderful. Oh, I'm from Minnesota. So yeah, so that was a good time. An emotional day for everybody. Fortunately, we had a huge party the next night, and
all of you got coronavirus.
I don't want to say that everybody got wasted, but we all had lots of apple juice.
It's illegal, Ryan.
Yeah, we don't drink. It's illegal. We're a good Christian Minecraft server. Hi, Mom. Please don't unsubscribe, Mom.
I don't think you need to worry about her unsubscribing, Ryan. That's not the issue here. Yeah, anyway, for me it was like, so my, I was staying at, a house with my girlfriend that she was house sitting for, and, I guess, we weren't staying there still, we just finished, I guess.
Sure.
Ooh, diamond horse armor. Ooh, name tag. Ooh,
Damn.
1 iron.
Whoa, that's crazy.
I know. And gold horse armor, so you can be fancy too.
Thank you. Dude, you acquired hardware.
I know. But yeah, we were staying in this house, and it was fun. It was a great time, and then all of a sudden we had to leave early because the family was coming back home because the lockdown was about to go in place, and
Sure.
that was an emotional time.
Crazy.
Obviously for us too, because
Totally.
like we weren't sure what was gonna happen as far as, you know, like, are we gonna even be able to see each other at all or anything. I was
No kidding.
understandably a little bit. Where are my torches? They just, okay, there we go. But I mean, everything worked out. But I don't know. It wasn't like awful with the whole online classes thing. It was a little weird because I was in an acting class and a physical fitness class. So those were both really interesting to try to do online.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, the acting class. We ended up just doing like a monologue, so that
Sure.
worked out.
What monologue did you do?
I chose one from a character named David from a play named Shoes.
Okay, I think I've heard of that.
I can't remember who the playwright is. honestly, I couldn't.
That's alright. Nobody except actual theater people care.
That's fine. But it was good. I think I did a good job. I got a B, so
Nice.
it's not awful.
Yeah, not bad.
But yeah, that I just had a lot of figuring it out to do with the online thing, because I was going to a local community college, so I wasn't staying in a dorm or anything. I just had to figure out like how my online classes were gonna work and everything. And,
Sure.
I mean, it was a lot of being cooped up in my basement, which I mean,
yeah.
I enjoy being cooped up in my basement.
Don't we
but,
all?
not to that degree.
No, not when you're being forced.
Yeah, I want to do it by choice.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I feel.
So that was interesting for me, certainly. Also, I found a pretty good cave system here if you want.
I'm actually in Ravine currently.
Oh, that works too.
Yeah.
Are we racing to the Nether?
Are we? I mean, we've kind of just been chatting.
I don't think we need to.
I mean,
good.
I can get to the Nether right now, pretty much.
Okay, well then we're not racing.
Alright. Cool.
Dude, it's Iron pick.
Dude, that's really Iron pick. I hate you, Mojang. I mean, just kidding.
No.
I love you.
Yeah. But so I don't know. It was really interesting. And what was weird, it hit right in the middle of spring break for me. So I don't know really even how to express it. I had a month-long spring break. That's how I say it. I had a month-long spring break.
I think that's fair.
While everybody figured out. I'm sure you got a little bit of a break too.
I did. It was actually a week after our actual spring break.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of creepers here. I'm not a huge fan. Not a huge fan of this Helmster zombie. Please no.
So I got a really long break,
No.
and it did not extend my semester at all, actually. So we just kind of had to fit everything into this little tiny area, and I mean, it wasn't bad. Like, yo, we're in the same cave.
Are we? Did you
yeah,
find
you're
me?
in a ravine, and I'm in the upper part.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I just saw your name.
Hell yeah. I believe there's a section sort of back. Where did I? Oh, it's okay.
It was just a lot of figuring it out, and then
Totally.
But what else has happened then since the obvious?
Well.
What about April?
April. What happened in April? I think April was kind of mostly just the whole getting used to it part.
Staying inside.
Yeah. Hi, skeleton. I hate skeletons so much. Do you have extra food over there?
No, I have now one cooked mutton. Honestly, we should really be dividing and conquering here. Do you want me to focus on food for a little bit?
That might actually be really smart.
Dude, suit the fuck up.
Might not be a bad idea. Alright, Zambo, you're going down.
What happened externally, like in the world in April though? What happened?
I don't remember because George Floyd.
That
wasn't until May, right?
Yes, that happened in early May, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't. Forgive me. It feels slightly ignorant. I remember, but I believe it was in early to mid May.
I swear it's just because the months blend.
It really is. It's so. It's really honestly hard to like remember what happened when. Ow! I'm hitting my head on the stairs as I go back down. Yeah, I don't really know if anything really big happened in April. I believe that was when all of the like mass protests kind of started.
Yeah, and
like
people started getting coronavirus.
Yep. God, there's so many creepers down here. I'm not good for it. Please no. Please no. Oh, I killed it. Alright, cool. Yes. And there was a lot of sort of political upheaval, although frankly when has there not been?
I read somewhere that this is we live in a time with the most civil unrest since the 60s.
Oh, I believe that 100%.
So
I
that's
have no doubt. That makes a lot of sense, frankly. It's really interesting. That's another topic that might be interesting to talk about. Hey, I can make myself a full set. Cool.
I'm just killing fish.
All right, maybe I won't die in one hit next time.
That'd be interesting video. Wow, I suck at fish.
Dude, I believe in you.
You shouldn't really
I'm
fucking
excited to
suck.
watch this back in post.
just me killing fish.
And I'm gonna work on getting a little bit extra iron for you if you'd like.
I have 22 iron as well, so
sick.
I can get. I'm not
Sick
helpless.
nasty, man.
Uh,
Let's see, what were we just talking about? We're really good at this.
yeah,
I promise.
wrote a script. Really.
Yeah. This is very well planned.
Okay, so yeah. April was rather uneventful. There were a few protests.
Right.
People protesting masks for some reason, even though that's stupid.
Please wear a mask, everybody.
Yeah, that's just don't not do that.
But
But May,
it's not a muzzle, I promise.
God, things went downhill in May.
Yeah, things went to shit.
I mean, George Floyd is the big thing that really kicked everything off here.
Right.
And we both live right outside Minneapolis.
Yes, we both live in suburbs of Minneapolis, and it was pretty intense. There were actually even some rioting down sort of by my house, which was crazy because we're like sure we're a suburb, but like we're pretty far. We're far enough away that like
Right.
we should be safe.
Yeah.
Which not that we weren't, but there's a Target sort of near me, like 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
That was being rioted at. That was interesting.
And actually a store right by where one of the places I work, I have 3 jobs. One
He's
of
an
the
overachiever.
fuck you.
This is my job right now.
One of the places I work is the Old Navy got broken into.
Oh, I think you told me about
trashed.
that.
Yeah, so that was
I'm gonna dive in the skeleton. Please. No, stop.
Ryan.
All right, we're good. I'm gonna eat rotten flesh.
Okay, I'm cooking half a stack of second.
Cool.
Just about half a stack. More like 26. I had half a stack. I had to eat this. Yeah, so those riots were. I mean, be honestly, they obviously not personally in like a civil way, but I mean they affected us as in like we were subject to the 8 p.m. curfew that started happening, and we were subject to all of the rules and everything, and we were on top of it, and that's all everybody wanted to talk about was these riots happening. And
Oh yeah.
there was like the blackout movement.
That was interesting.
That was but you're really starting to see in Minnesota that for all that, people who live in Minnesota really want to claim that we're really a progressive state and everything. There's this civil unrest is still really prominent.
Oh yeah.
In our world,
100%.
in our state, and it got really almost frightening, because we had mentions of the National Guard coming in and everything, and I don't know. It was weird because you're listening to the news on the radio, and eventually you hear that your city now has riots in it. And
Yeah.
when I was at one of my jobs, we were told to, like, if we see police cars, like, apparently it was probably going to happen. They told us, if you see police cars, you close down, you go home. and
Wow.
we did end up having to go home early. Because police cars were gathering outside the Target, which didn't end up getting hit, but yeah, it's just so a lot of areas of at least my life were touched by it, and not even that. Like I know I sound like I'm complaining, but then there's also the stuff like you know, I have a lot. I know a lot of people who were actually very personally affected by the you know, George Floyd's murder.
Sure.
And people who were very upset by it, rightfully.
Well, of course.
So it was just a lot for me to see. You know, a lot of people that I know going out and marching and everything, and it was almost like you hoped that people you knew weren't going out and marching because you know that they were going to be in danger.
Yeah, totally. Well, and you hear these stories about, like, how many people, like, were tear gassed and just, like, it really seems like the cops sort of had almost a no tolerance policy.
Yeah, and a few people I knew from back in high school were at some of those protests where tear gas were happening. And
really?
yeah, so I got to see, not firsthand obviously, because I don't really, a lot of these people I'm not actually in contact with, but like over social media you see like people that like I knew and talked to in high school talking about the experience of getting tear gassed at a peaceful protest.
That's insane.
You know, and crowd control's fucking brutal.
Yeah, no kidding.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah. What the hell? How are these mobs getting up here?
Hey, if you get the chance, I forgot to get flint for flint and steel.
I have, do I have flint? I have gravel.
Okay, so we have a...
Yes. And I'm just cooking more fish.
Cool.
And once we get to the nether, we can do goblins, so.
Oh, that's right. We specifically started this playthrough because once 1.16 came out, finally, the much long-awaited for update.
Huge change of pace here.
Yeah.
But we we started this. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. We never actually meant to talk about any important social issues.
Yeah, this is just Minecraft.
No, yeah. So my sort of experience with this. Oh man, I have to free up some more lava. My sort of experience with this, I feel like I sort of had almost a unique experience, and you actually might be able to say the same thing. My family is very well. First of all, I feel like it's fair to like say like we're both white.
Yeah.
And I've grown up in a very fortunate, well-off family. I was saying my family is very well-off.
This is mine.
Yeah, totally. And we were totally one of those people that sort of just always sort of just thought, not that racism didn't exist, but that it wasn't really that much of a problem anymore. That, you know, we had done our part, and, you know, as long as we're like respectful to everybody, you know, that's all that really needs to be done. And, you know, and it's you know, obviously that's not the case. And I've lived a very sheltered life, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, you have.
Very much so. And yeah, so it was sort of a wake-up call. Honestly, it was a wake-up call both in the sense of, you know, realizing that action does need to be taken, and there are still steps that of things that need to be done, and also that a lot of people that I associate with maybe aren't like the greatest people, and it's times like these that really sort of show people's true colors. And there's some of my friends I've sort of, I mean, some people I've just talked to, and had some actually really good conversations about, and there's some people that I've just sort of had to say, like, I'm sorry, like, I can't really be friends with you anymore because you don't respect people, and stuff like that, and that's, I mean, you know, that's never easy,
No.
but it is what it is. And that actually includes a lot of my family members. A lot of my family is very conservative. I've heard, we're all white, but I've heard the N-word thrown around before, and I never knew how not okay that was. Personally, I never did it because my mother would have washed my mouth out with soap if I even said
That shouldn't be the only reason,
the
but
word damn. No, it's not the only reason. Well, I mean, it's the biggest reason, just simply because of my ignorance.
Right, fair enough.
You know, I just didn't know. I didn't know the history behind that word, and I didn't know what it meant. By the way, to change the subject really quick, I have the portal already set up. If you wanna.
Are you in the ravine still?
Yeah, I'm in the ravine still. Do you want my coordinates?
I'm in that cave. I may work my way down to you, but I'm mining and fighting, so
Okay, cool.
I'm a little bit preoccupied.
I'll just hang out and talk then.
That's good.
And you have the gravel still?
Yeah, I still got
Okay.
two.
Yeah, so...
Actually, yeah, I might need those boards. Just send them in the chat.
Okay, I will. That's a negative, not a slash.
Okay.
So, and you know, it's not that, like, my family is, like, avidly racist. They have at least always been of the belief that, like, you know, no matter who you meet, you know, you should still treat them with respect, no matter what they look like, even if you don't like them for whatever reason, which is at least one good thing. But you know, it's a start, but it's, you know, not quite the whole way there.
Right.
You know, but so it's been really interesting, and especially some of the more, like, I guess, distant family members that have even more radical beliefs. I never realized how radical they were until recently, and yeah, it's just been a lot of change in ways that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing, to an extent. Let me rephrase that. It's sad to an extent, but it's also a good thing.
Yeah. Sad that it needed to happen, good that it happened.
Exactly. Thank you for wording that. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, it's been really crazy. My mom, so the more radical people are more, not my immediate family. My immediate family is just kind of, they are, like, pretty conservative, but they've always, my immediate family is more just sort of ignorant to how bad things are. Like, my parents have never said anything, you know, outwardly racist. They've never treated,
What's your Y level?
my Y level is 32. They've never treated people of different color any differently, at least that I've seen.
Yo, I'm at 44 right now. That is, oh, wait, shit. What the fuck?
Hey.
Hi. Where's that portal?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fuck. Flare contact!
Sorry, I also gave you the Y level that I was at while I was up.
Scared the shit out of me.
So, anyway. But yeah, so it's just a lot of learning, and a lot of, so what I was trying to say is my mom took us to the site of George Floyd's death, actually, recently, and it wasn't like immediately after. It wasn't immediately after the incident, but it was close. I got a flint.
I am going to make a blast furnace.
It was close enough that it, you know, there was still a lot of, you know, just heartbreak and hurt, and it's really, I think the most incredible thing that I've seen come out of this is all of the, like, art and like camaraderie, I guess you would say, that has come out of this
Yes.
between people. It's very. Oh, thank you for the cooked salmon.
You're welcome.
Just simply because of this horrible thing, like everybody, or at least the majority of people that matter, like agree that it's really terrible and hurtful and sad, and in companionate pain, from that comes camaraderie often.
I'm trying to get the game achievement. Look at that, I got it.
Hey, thanks. Do you have any extra string?
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. I guess we should get some more flint then for arrows.
Probably.
Also, yes, we can get pork chops from piglins, but piglins suck so much.
Hoglins?
Hoglins, sorry.
There's a flip there.
That's what I meant, yes. Yeah, screw the hoglins. They're
bad.
the worst part of the nether now.
Just besides the gaping pits of lava.
But like, there's striders now. Like, that's not even that big of a deal.
Yeah, but we don't have saddles, my guy.
Well, that's true. Also, we have enough gold to make some gold armor for ourselves, which will be very nice.
Yes, that's right.
I'll make boots for each of us, because that's all that we can make.
Sounds good. I mean, you could. One of us has a helmet, one of us has boots.
That's true. Well, too late.
Gonna need that.
Cool.
Okay, 1 second. Once this last one smelts, I can make a blast furnace.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, I think you made some good points. Like, you don't expect God, fucking heuristics have fucked the world.
Word. Oh, do you have any feathers as well?
No, I don't.
Okay.
For
This
anyone
bow is
who
useless
doesn't
then.
know, genetic heuristics is the idea that the color of your skin. It's the idea that race exists. In that, bro, I need a helmet.
I'm gonna wait. Do you have enough? I was gonna make a couple shields.
I need a helmet. You can make the shields. It's fine.
Okay.
Heuristics is the idea that genetically people with different colored skin are like different. Like we're not all humans. Like we should be
So
classified
basically,
differently.
racism as a science.
It's false. It's not
Right.
real science.
Exactly.
Just like, by the way, the fucking vaccine thing. Vaccines are good, and it's not real science that says that they're bad.
Remember when my parents were anti-vaxxers?
They are not anymore?
No. Mostly because my mom is not. My mom is.
You're dead. So.
My mom is somewhat of a germaphobe, and that sort of overruled her weird
Anti-vax.
conspiracy theoristness.
That's unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yo, you did not get all the iron in this.
I didn't try.
We should try, because we're about to go to the nether where there isn't iron.
That's true, but we're
Also,
not gonna...
there's another crafting table and furnace down here.
I know. It's mine.
I figured.
I'm bad at picking it up and carrying them.
That's... Alright. Wasted materials.
Shut up.
But, I mean... I don't know. It's...
Yeah.
It's... And those riots lasted, why? Are the riots still happening?
I don't think the riots are happening anymore, at least not that I've heard. There are still some peaceful protesters.
Yes, I mean, I think that it would be shallow to give up the peaceful protest.
Well, exactly.
But the violent riots got to the point where they weren't even about Floyd anymore. They got to the point where it was just, honestly, gangs from other states, from Iowa and elsewhere in Chicago, coming up,
which is super interesting.
Trash Minnesota.
Yeah, that's really crazy to me. It's really like, I mean, it's horrible, and there was a lot of pain and destruction. I finally killed the bat. Speaking of pain and destruction, but it's very interesting that, like, there, just to me, that it's interesting that there are people that exist that do that.
I remember seeing just a little while ago a video of a business owner, a small business owner who stayed against against apparently his better judgment
Oh, really?
at his shop in order to try to stop rioters from trashing his shop. And rather than just like passing it by or shoving him down and going in anyway, a few of the rioters took skateboards and beat him to death.
Oh my God, really?
And it was on video, and I remember thinking, like, I've never actually seen somebody's mangled body lying in a pool of their own blood before, and it really, like, it's not cinematic.
Yeah, no, I believe it.
So it's disturbing, and it's, don't break other people's states, please.
No, 100%. Well, it's just crazy that, like, those people exist, that, like, they just want destruction. So a few things, what I'm about to say, this is really just my opinion, but it's made from observations of just kind of what has been going on and what other people's opinions are. Basically, the first thing is that obviously there's a huge difference between peaceful protests and violent riots.
Yeah.
I think most people accept that, but the thing is, like, there's also, should we go in? There's also a difference between. Oh my God. I'm right next to you.
I can't see.
Am I invisible? Oh my God. I'm invisible. That's weird.
Whatever, it's playable.
Oh well.
Also, thank God that we spawned in the new Nether.
Yeah, look at all of this new stuff.
Guys, look at all this.
Wow, that's crazy, dude.
Really.
Oh, I love it.
Unique.
Yep. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So not only is there a difference between the peaceful protests and the violent riots, but it also really seems that there's a big difference between the. I'm not exactly positive of the perfect way to word this, so forgive me if at first I come off as.
Griffin's the Ryan word fixer.
Yeah, exactly. It seems as though there's a difference between there is such a thing as healthy riots and good riots, and they're different from the bad riots.
Well, that's called peaceful and violent protesting.
But not necessarily, because.
No, I do understand. Like, to a certain degree, some rioting can be helpful as long as innocent people aren't hurt.
Exactly.
And it's just like if an establishment, like a company, has been taking advantage of people, like, and people just have had enough and they decide to trash it, like, that's still morally, legally wrong, and in some, like, understandably.
Yo, we got a warped forest already.
I know.
Dang.
I mean, straight up, it's actually, like, not, like, they're not uncommon.
I couldn't find any in the other world. I was
Seriously?
flying around for like a while on your server. Yeah.
I found like 8. I understand what you're coming from. Really, I do. But it's all from your own moral standpoint.
Well, exactly.
Oh, there are 3 Endermen. Which
So,
deal with these guys.
like I said, do you want to like make a roof and just like farm them?
I already attacked them.
Good.
And he's not mad at me for some reason.
So, sort of to continue what I was saying, like,
Ryan.
basic.
Help.
Are you
Ryan?
Griffin? I made a roof. Come under it.
Where?
Right. Well, do you want me to get your stuff?
Maybe.
I'll get your stuff.
Fuck me.
So it's more than just. Enderman, can you move?
Nope.
More than just, like,
Fucking retarded.
Griffin. My friend. Excuse me, sir. sorry, let me get my thoughts together. It's more than just like violent and peaceful, because there is. So I have a good number of friends on Facebook, and this is kind of where I'm getting this information, because Facebook is really, I mean, for factual information, not necessarily the best, but for people's opinions, it's great.
Oh yeah.
And so that's what I'm basically basing this off of. Just like I said, this is mostly just from observation of other people's opinions. But because so a lot of the more liberal people that are sort of pro-rioting, they quote Martin Luther. That's where he says like a riot is the language of unoppressed people. I'm probably butchering that quote, but something along those lines. Right, yeah. And that he was actually like pro-rioting, and they're like sometimes it's just the only way to get through to people, and to an extent it kind of makes sense. There's like when I was little, and I was fighting with my little sister, and I would tell her something, or to ask her something even, and she wouldn't do it, or she would ignore me, or something, and I kept trying to get her attention, but it wasn't working. You can only ask nicely for so long. Eventually, well, okay,
Yes, Ryan, you were oppressed by your little sister.
I'm not saying. Okay, first of all, shut up. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm not saying that you should get violent, but it is human nature to just get fed up after a while. And like, these people have had like hundreds and hundreds of years, and I can understand them being a little bit fed up by this point. But there is, like we were saying, there is also a difference between the good riding and the bad riding, because there's also
where's my stuff?
Riding. Oh, I have it. Come under the roof.
Your boy needs food and armor.
Did I kill him? The good riding is. Oh dang! That's a foil. Bruh.
I didn't have gold armor on.
Ooh, my bad. I should have thrown that out first. Oh no! Oh no! The piglin took your gold boots! No! I didn't know that he could do that!
What the
He didn't
fuck?
give me anything back!
Oh god! No, he doesn't do that. It's only gold item. Fucking Jesus shit.
Right, am I gonna have to kill him? I might have to kill him. Please, nobody else notice this. Yeah? Are you
out?
Oh, you're not out.
No.
That's fine. Alright, nothing happened. Griffin survived and got back to us, it got back to me in a totally legal way, and everything's fine.
100%. Didn't fucking this is yours.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have one in your phone.
Got it. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So there is definitely a line that is crossed when you end up hurting innocent people, because some people made some good points that like a big corporation like Target or something, they have mounds of. I made an Enderman mad, and I don't know where you're going to. I'm scared now.
Okay, you have the roof. Deal with it.
Yeah, I know. They have mounds of insurance. They have lots of protective layers essentially,
Just like ogres.
to their own system. And you could argue. I'm not saying that this is necessarily my own opinion, but you could argue that that's more of a fight against big business and corporations and money hungry businessmen and whatnot.
Capitalism.
Yeah, exactly, capitalism. Because that to an extent, once again, some the people that are of this opinion would say like that is part of the problem with the current political system, is that it's sort of overly capitalist.
Yeah.
And so trashing and looting a Target, while it is violent and it is like not cool, and any workers there, they have a lot of extra work, which sucks. But the Target will be fine, right, in the long run.
Right.
But when you start attacking small family-owned businesses, sometimes owned by fellow people of color. Now, once again, I am white, and I can't speak for any of those people by any means.
Basically, when you start attacking innocent people.
Yeah, it's exactly. It just sucks, and that's when it's not cool. And it seems, and from what I've heard on the news, for context, I'm not completely positive this is accurate, but it seems like the majority of people that are doing the bad stuff, the hurting innocents, are those people from out of state.
And white supremacists.
And so yeah, some white supremacist groups, which that's whack. That's like a dystopian fiction that I would have read when I was 14. Like, oh yeah, the conspiracy theorists, like, people try to overthrow the government by sneaking people in and like making things violent to make the other side look bad. That's supervillain level stuff,
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. That's not, obviously it's not okay, but it's like mind-boggling, like that it once again, it's mind-boggling that those people exist.
Yeah.
That is a thing that can exist in the world.
Yeah. They're hoglins. I'm not happy. Can they hit you from 2 blocks up?
I don't think so.
Yes, they can.
Oh
God.
Damn.
Yes, they can.
If you shield though, don't forget about that. I hate the hoglins. I hate them so much. Oh, they're aggroed on you.
They're very, very, very slow though. Ryan, you didn't give me my food.
Oh, I did. Oh, sorry. Run.
Give me my food. They're slow.
Wait 1 second. I gotta eat one quick.
Just give me my fucking food and I'd have a heart.
Here you go.
Okay.
Run.
Griffin, run!
Run. Are we getting some server lag? It seems like we are.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's just me.
Hoglins are just super slow.
Hoglins just suck. Oh, screw the hoglins. Okay, we're done with that now. Let's continue.
Jesus. That was terrifying.
Yeah, so basically, that's all that I have to say, really. I think there's a lot of people pointing fingers at each other, and as there always is, people point at liberals point at conservatives as being ignorant, and conservatives point to liberals as being stuck up and unrealistic, and that's how it's been for a long time. And personally, I've never known anything different. I think my generation, our generation, I think, is sort of the first to just sort of grow up in that world. Like political unrest is just an everyday.
Well, I mean, Gen X.
Yeah.
Gen X and us.
Yeah, exactly.
The generations that are named after letters of the alphabet are.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So that's sort of my 2 cents on the whole topic. Griffin, is there anything that you sort of wanted to add, or
Griffin wants to. No.
Oh. Why? Griffin.
What?
I think we should have a death counter. I think that would be
If you opt me, I can figure it out.
fun and good. I'm kidding. I don't actually. Oh god, I'm gonna also die to the hoglins. Fine, because I'm using my shield like a smart. God, they just don't. They have so much health. How do they have so much health? Good lord.
I think they have 2 health bars.
Hoglins are OP.
Nerf hoglins.
Nerf
Well, I mean, we
hoglins.
are literally in hell, so.
Yeah, I guess it does make sense to an extent.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but this hoglin is not jumping this one block I jump to get me. Okay, your stuff is safe.
Do you want to make a jump pad?
Yeah. Nothing is about to happen. I promise. Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
Like I said, nothing happened. Once again, Griffin got back to us safely and legally.
Come on, walk through the lava, you bitch.
Whoa, dude, that was savage.
Wait. Bro. Oh.
Oh, my guy. What a G. Also, you know what's interesting now? With 1.16, lava actually does move entities. So you can make blaze farms a little bit more efficient because you can use lava.
There you go.
It's pretty interesting.
All right.
Let's just keep looking. We gotta find another fortress at some point. I think we
yeah, those can only be found in the nether wastes, though.
We came from that direction, didn't we? Dude, nice block clutch. I did not do the same.
I'm not bad at block clutching.
Do we wanna heck with these hoglins? I don't think so.
Probably not.
Let's go this way.
They've
Come to me.
butt fucked us enough today.
Yeah. There's been lots of anal sex.
Yeah.
Non-consensual, might I add.
I know.
Yeah. So that's really the whole thing. You know, just love each other.
Yeah.
That's my statement.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. And then going into June here, obviously there was still some civil unrest in the beginning of June, coming off of May.
Of course, naturally.
But it seems like things have calmed down a little bit. You know.
Right. Totally.
At least certainly with the rioting. Social media is still blowing up.
As it does.
On my feed, which is, I mean, it's good to see.
It is. It's good to see that people care.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Should we make our way back to the portal, honestly?
Oh. Do you have coordinates for the portal?
I have a direction.
Oh. All right. Let's do that.
Okay, we need to find the wood forest again.
That's gonna be an issue.
Mild, Ryan. Mild.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Assuming we're gonna get out of here.
We don't actually have any messages. We're not sponsored.
Hey,
Hey, if anybody wants to sponsor us,
yeah, first episode sponsor.
that'd be dope.
Grandma.
Hey, Dad.
Quick herb.
No, he sold that.
Oh, shit.
My dad used to own a landscaping business, and I worked on it with him a few times. It sucked. It's not fun. It's a lot of work. It's hard work. It's out in the sun.
I enjoyed it.
It's a lot of. I think the biggest thing was for me, not that it's hard work. It's just really repetitive, and I'm really not good at repetitive.
Well, you have played Minecraft for almost 10 years, so.
Yeah, but Minecraft isn't repetitive. There's so many things that you can do, and they're constantly updating it.
I guess.
So hot. They're always making new things to do. And with
Hey,
all
I found the portal.
fan-made content, I know. With all the fan-made content,
you're right
there's
behind me.
also more stuff to do.
Oh, they're not hostile. Okay. I like how the zombie piglins are less hostile.
Yeah, I know. Like they don't really care unless you hit them.
Yeah. All right, so I think that pretty much wraps it up for our recap of 2020 and kind of our first episode. I mean, we made good progress, full iron armor.
I think that's a good place to stop.
Made it to the Nether, got killed a little bit. I made it back legit twice.
Yeah, totally legit.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah.
You know, be sure to like,
and
it really helps us out.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Or not. I mean, do what you gotta do.
No, I mean, it's required.
Yeah. Oh, guys, you don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice. You have to do it.
That's not a. There we go. Yeah, you have to. 100%. That's non-negotiable.
All right.
Well,
bye. Bye. Love you. Are you serious? The lava just disappeared.
No, we're naked.
We're
We're
making
naked.
out. Don't come in.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut that. Okay.
Alright. Hey, welcome back.
Dude, just a soft cut.
Soft cut. Okay.
Just soft cut.
That's soft cut. Yeah, you. Jump cut. Hey!
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's
It's
up,
us.
everybody? We're back.
It's us here.